Auto Web. Welcome to the Millionaire Car Salesman Podcast, the #1 resource for automotive sales professionals, managers, and owners to learn how to make money, accumulate wealth, and to all out ball out in the auto industry. And now your hosts, Sean V. Bradley and L.A. Williams.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Auto Web.
Hey everybody, this is Sean V. Bradley, president of Dealer Synergy, and
Tianna Mick, also known as T Got Your Keys.
All right, and we are here at the Dealer Synergy headquarters. We're not in some undisclosed areas. You take a look. This is our conference room right up here, but this is just a better angle. And we're going to do this live podcast, if you will. So Tianna Chanel Mick Bradley, talk to everybody. What do we got going on?
We have a lot coming up this next month if you want to start off.
Yeah, man. So I'm super proud to announce that yours truly, I'm going to be the keynote speaker at the NAMAD conference, which is the National Association of Minority Automobile Dealers. So it's the Minority Dealer Association. They have about 1,200 members nationally. So it's going to be probably about 900, dealers and managers are going to be there. So in Miami. So I'm super excited to be a keynote speaker, and I'm going to be creating this keynote presentation, which is going to be, I think, very, very valuable for all the attendees. And then, of course, my daughter, T Got Your Keys, is going to be there, as is V. She's the head of our Hispanic division. I don't know if you guys know, but we train in Spanish. We train Spanish-speaking employees. We train people that are not fluent in Spanish, but try to get them to be better in Spanish, communicate with prospects. We also create content, whether it is marketing, branding, website, CRM, template, script, all in Spanish. Mm-hmm. We have Anath Gadvari, who is our chief technology officer, is going to be there. So there'll probably be 6 Dealer Synergy agents that are there. Are you excited about Miami or what, daughter?
Yeah, there's a couple of different reasons why I'm excited personally, but I'm personally excited. This is actually going to be the first in-person event that WOCAN, which is the Women of Automotive Color Network, they're going to actually be having their very first live meeting. So I registered. We're going to have a bunch of awesome, powerful automotive women in one place for an amazing conference. So like I said, NAMAD is super exciting, but I'm super excited to just be at the first very WOCAN, Women of Color automotive event as well.
No, shout out to everybody that's part of WOCAN. I know Carrie Wise is one of the co-founders of it. Again, that's awesome that you're part of it, daughter. I'm super proud of you. But let's talk about that. So why are you excited about that? So that's obviously about females and female minorities, right? Mm-hmm. So why do you think that this is important? Why should we all care?
So it's kind of tees up for my digital dealer presentation, which is going to be how you can have your community be your greatest asset. And that's basically what they did, was they made a whole community of women in automotive, and they put all of us together to create one powerful, meeting and platform. So the one thing I'm super excited about is there's women from any point of the industry, whether they're body shops, mechanics and owners of, service departments and then just independent dealerships and franchises. So I'm really excited. I know that there's one girl, she actually has a nail salon in her service department. So I want to talk to her about that and to see, do people actually come and just to get their nails done and things like that. So I'm really excited to see how that community can come together more.
No, I think that you're spot on, Tianna. I'm super proud of you as one of my daughters, and then your sister, my other daughter, Kalina, is on the retail side at RK Kia. And I don't think that there's enough female representation. There's not enough minority representation, and there damn sure is not enough female minority representation, as a combination. So I love the fact that NAMAD has carved out a place for equality and representation. And I love the fact that you are going even deeper into that as a female minority yourself. So shout out to you, daughter. I'm really proud of you. But then you also just said that you have a presentation for digital dealers. So NAMAD is in the beginning of October, like October 4th to October 8th or something like that, right? And then you are going to also be, you have your own session at Digital Dealer. You've keynoted Digital Dealer last year, right?
Yes, on a panel.
Okay,
Yep.
so you keynoted the panel at Digital Dealer. Now you're going to have your own full-blown breakout session. Tell us what your session is going to be about.
So it's, as I said, it's how your community can become your greatest asset.
So can you just give us a little bit of an insight, on what your presentation is? Like if you're going to give like a little teaser, a little trailer, talk to us.
Yeah, so obviously everybody kind of knows how I rose to fame with building my own brand and using T Got Your Keys and catering to the LGBT community, women, even, law enforcement, firefighters, things like that. So I'm basically going to teach everybody that you necessarily don't have to be a part of the LGBT community. There's a community that everybody can be a part of, whether that's your local, son's football community. I know Sean, my little brother, but your youngest son, Xander, he's in football. So if your child or nephew or niece, they, go to football and they play football, that's a community that you can cater to. So my thing is a lot of people say, not everybody can do what you did because not everybody is in the community you are, but I want to kind of combat that and say that is true, but I also don't have the access to your specific community that you personally feel close to. So I would never achieve that going that avenue either. So I really want to uncover everybody's community and have everybody going home with either a game plan on how to sit down with each representative that they have to discover their own community, and or the dealership just as a whole on a macro level, just change up theirs as well.
Well, this is so intriguing because Tianna, like I've heard a lot of people say, oh, you're lucky because you're in the, like, can you imagine that you're lucky that you're in the LGBT community, even though like you go through so much bullshit from that and people give you ag. But no, I if I'm understanding correctly, what you're saying is that everybody, every salesperson, every automotive professional has their own tribe, or they could find their own tribe. In your case, a couple of your tribes are the LGBT community because you're a gay female. Women in general, you know what I mean, is your tribe because you're a female. You're a Latina because you're a Puerto Rican, so that's your tribe. So those are a couple of your tribes that are right there. Now, if it was me, again, I'm a minority myself. I'm Malaysian. I'm 75% Central American. My father was born in a different country, so I'm first generation here. So I'm a minority. That's one of my tribes. I was in the Army, ROTC, and the reserves when I was a kid. So I have that military background and I understand military enough that I'm able to engage with that tribe if I wanted to. You mentioned that my son is in football. He's 9 years old and he's on the 105-pound tackle football team. So being a dad to a football player, but your mom, my wife, is way more hardcore about football than I am. Just keeping it real. She's psychotic Eagles fan and football fan. But whether it's me or my wife, we have a tribe of people that we could connect with from the football. Your other brother, Sean, does wrestling for the high school team. He's a freshman, but he's going to be wrestling. So that's another tribe there. That we train in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, at the Gracie Academy and Balance Studios in Philadelphia. So there's another tribe there. Your mom is a huge workout freak. I mean, she's NASM certified. She's got her own business called Fit Body Moms. She's very athletic and whatnot. And so health, wellness, and nutrition are very important. So there's a whole tribe of people from the gym rats, what I mean, that are there. So is that what you mean? Is that there's so many different tribes or different niches or different groups? So your whole workshop is going to be designed on making people aware of the different tribes, the different niches, the different groups that they could join, and you're going to teach them how to actually infiltrate these organizations?
Yes.
All right.
So that's kind of the last step of it. It's kind of like the how-to. So I'm basically going to walk everybody through how to find your own tribe. And like you said, like a lot of it, a lot of people, the first thing they go to is ethnicity or, sexual orientation and things like that. That's just because, or gender, that's just, those are the, the macros, right? There's micros, there's the local grocery store you go to. Or when I know on Facebook, you type in a zip code, there's a group a Facebook group for every zip code that you have. So you can find your 5 local Facebook surrounding your dealership zip codes and join all of their Facebook groups, and your posts are going to be, you know, on the top of everybody's dashboard.
Or let's go into Cody Carter. Cody Carter is the #1 salesperson in the world, man. My dude, in March, in the middle of a pandemic, sold 154 cars on the showroom floor. Shout out to my man Cody Carter. Sell Like Cody. He's got his own training platform, Sell Like Cody, out there. Cody is a big leaser. And so he joined every type of leasing group, leasing, you know, LinkedIn group, leasing Facebook group. He joined a lot of things for banks and lending institutions. That was his thing. But he also works for Toyota. So he joined the Toyota Tacoma group. He joined the Toyota Tundra group. He joined the Toyota Corolla group, the Toyota group in general, Toyota Pre-Owned. And so he joined his manufactured, you know, stuff. So there's so many different groups, whether you're a hunter, you're a fisherman, you like sports, or you're into movies, or you're into your culture. I mean, there's so many things that people group together. T, I don't know if you heard me say this before, but I'm going to quote Shakespeare. Shakespeare said, "Show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are." I'm going to repeat that. Show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. What that means is that people like to do business with people that are like themselves, people that they aspire to be like, or people they find of interest, right? So there's that synergy, that interdependence type thing. I love it. Okay, so we have this major NAMAD conference in the beginning of October. Then you are having your own digital dealer session, but you're also going to be going to the Dealer Academy from Ally. You know, what's this summit thing? Can you explain that? That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's a super amazing opportunity. I was actually picked and completely sponsored to go to the Ally Summit. That's basically going to teach me all the tips and tricks on how to be the best dealer principal, because we always hear that multiple manufacturers are reaching out to me to try to make me the youngest, I don't want to say the gayest, but youngest, femalist, gayest, Hispanicist, firstest, under their belt. So a lot of you know, coaches are looking at me so that I can check off a lot of their boxes. But it's because of, you know, what we were just talking about, the community. I hit and I intersect so many different communities that it's just almost a no-brainer to not capitalize on it. So I'm super excited to be sponsored by
NAMAD.
Yes, I was like, can I say it? I was like, sponsored by NAMAD to go to the Ally Summit. It's going to be an amazing experience.
And no, that's a big honor. Shout out to Damon Lester. I mean, like, I'm super proud that NAMAD has, you know, sponsored you to be part of the Ally Dealer Academy. So this is for dealer principals and general managers. I mean, this is really high level stuff, T. Like, I haven't even been to that training before, where they go through operations, they go through, you know, like everything from like the financials, the inventory, like real serious ownership and executive management training. So digital dealer, NAMAD, and Ally.
And just to finish that off with Ally is really cool. I did like I don't know how much I'm allowed to say, but I did like a pre-test on your personality, which I thought that was cool. I'm not sure if that means they're going to pair me up with a teacher that fits that personality. That would actually be kind of cool. But it was funny that my personality came out like demanding, systematic, and like aggressive. I'm like, I think if anybody met me, they'd be like, that's not her. But like my work ethic, it is very like, okay, get to the bottom line. Like, I don't care how we got here, how can we fix it? And just very like aggressive. And I think that's really going to help me in this Ally
Summit. Mom, that your mom forced that whole thing on you like that, right?
Right.
All right, what else we got going on in October? Oh, I'm going to Dubai and Abu Dhabi. I'm going to be flying out to the Middle East on business for about a week, which is insane. So we have Abu Dhabi, Dubai. Okay, we have Ally in Phoenix. We have Digital Dealer in Las Vegas, and we got NAMAD in Miami. I mean, like, yo, October is going to be lit. I mean, so we've one more time. Miami, Las Vegas, Phoenix, Dubai, and Abu Dhabi. Like, the Bradleys are making some waves. It's crazy. Okay, so let's get, shout out to Tony Cornell. So Tony is
hey, Tony.
Yes, you know, she's throwing some love your way. For sure. So T, can you go through and right now in 2022, like how important is it for salespeople to build their own brand within the dealership?
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Attention auto dealers. You need an opportunity to do business. AutoWeb is one of the largest suppliers of high quality leads. High quality buyers. At a 10% closing ratio, you will be at less than $190 per car sold. Don't just settle for what you get. AutoWeb can fully customize your results through targeted markets and/or zip codes, and as a partner, you will get premium placement within search results. Who better to do that than literally the people that invented automotive internet sales? If you want to sell more cars more often and more profitably, then you need AutoWeb.
It is so incredibly important. And I think even just the mindset of somebody, just because we recently, I don't know if you guys know, but if you check our Dealer Synergy website, you might see a new addition there. We recently hired kind of like an assistant for us to help with some business development. And he is totally like kicking butt, but he's trying to find people's phone numbers. And he's like, aren't these people in sales? Aren't these people, don't they want to be contacted? I'm like, you would think so. And if I have to say anything, I would say if not building your brand, at least don't be afraid to, post your phone number, post your email. It's so easy to block people nowadays. It's not scary. I remember before, maybe my generation might not remember, but there used to be like this book called The Phone Book, and it had everybody's like phone number, name, and address. Like you could just show up to their house and be like, oh, if you don't answer, I have your phone number too. And people nowadays in our generation are so scared to, post their phone number, post your email. If you have a bio, or if you have somewhere to post any type of information about yourself, please include your phone number, please include your email, just because if you do want to be serious in this industry, people need to know how to get a hold of you. Like just as realtors always put their names on and faces on benches and billboards, if you're selling cars, if people don't know how to get in contact with you, how in the world are they going to get in contact with you?
So let me like hammer this home, guys, ladies and gentlemen. If you are in the automotive industry, think of yourself not as a car person, but as a real estate agent. If you think of this, is that when people go to real estate school, they learn that as soon as they get their license, they've got to build their own business. That's why they're conditioned on marketing, advertising, generating referrals, building their own business. For some crazy reason, people in the automotive industry, they don't see themselves as entrepreneurs. They don't see themselves as business owners. They don't see themselves as being directly responsible for their success. They rather be on the umbilical cord of the dealership. They rather be on the program of ups, internet ups, phone ups, walk-in ups, service ups. And there's all this jargon, like, I don't know what you called it at your dealership when you get house deals. What they call them bones. Mm-hmm. I was just at a dealership. Throw you a bone. Yeah, throw you a bone, or they spoons. So you're being spoon fed, or what have you. So instead of worrying about the crumbs, that's like no offense, but that's like a pet. Pets get crumbs. I have 2 pugs, and they look at me like, "Oh, Daddy, I want something yummy to eat." You know what I mean? But think about it. That's how some salespeople are. They're like, "Oh, Mommy, Daddy at the desk, can you feed me?" What do you mean? Can you feed me? Feed your goddamn self. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, again, think of yourself like a real estate agent. If that'll help you set the mindset the right way. If you know that look, man, if I was selling cars still, I wouldn't take any ups. I would have no fresh ups, no beatbacks, no internet ups, no phone ups, no service ups, no orphan owners. You could keep all that shit and rub it on your chest and do the percolator. That's what I just said. I don't want none of it. You know why? Because those are low closing leads. Facts. Okay. The highest closing ratio, nobody will argue with me. Any other trainer, any consultant, NADA, NCM, NAMAD will tell you a prior customer, somebody that has purchased a vehicle from you and or your dealership will always be the highest closing ratio and the highest gross profit. So here, I'm telling y'all right now, the highest closing ratio, the highest gross profit. If you want to have the highest success and make the most, see, that's the alarm right now. You hear that? That's like DEFCON 4. It's like World War II. What the hell's going on here? You know what that is? That's the alarm sounding like, get your shit together. Get your shit together. You're hustling backwards. Stop taking them ups, man. An internet up is like 4 to 12% closing ratio. A fresh up is like 18 to 25% closing ratio versus a 65% closing ratio and a higher gross profit. You hear that? That's DEFCON 5. You know what I mean? You got to turn around and evacuate the dealership. We're going down because you're not focusing on what's right. Talk to the people.
Mm-hmm. No, definitely. And just to go even more in that is, you know, when it comes to your brand, I think maybe dealerships, we can talk about how they're kind of maybe scared of their salespeople having that kind of, I don't want to say power because it is a power thing, but if you think of any good relationship, and I'm saying any good relationship, and I mean like a win-win, 50% equal, not, you know, 60, 40, 50, both parties have equal ownership and equal respect for each other, but they both have equal fear of losing each other. So I want to say is that for the dealers that are kind of like, well, I don't really know if I want to encourage my people to kind of be all they can be, you know, build their brand, because what if they leave, or what if, you know, they take someone else? And my thought is, are you driving them out, or why wouldn't you want to try to make them stay? So I say every great relationship has to have both parties fear of losing each other, or it's just, we're going to go back to, you know, what Sean said, is just going to be they're attached to the quote unquote theoretical umbilical cord of the dealership. And what is that to a dealership? Do you want to have 10, you know, little babies attached to you, or do you want to have 10 really hardworking salespeople that will go at bat for you and, you know, have mutual respect for each other? So I say when it comes to salespeople, obviously you need to have a conversation with your managers, with your team. You have to make sure everything you're saying to the public is just as what the dealership would say. You know, you don't want crazy outlandish stuff. You need to have your personality, but you need to be kind of corporate. So that's what I would kind of say for people that need to start building their brand in the dealership. But I'm really excited to kind of go more into that when I hit Digital Dealer. And if you guys are going to be in the area, Digital Dealer is, I believe, 11, 12, 13. I have to double check that. I was also there last year, and actually this past, when was that? March? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we were in the Digital Dealer parties for a long time, and super excited to kind of go more in depth of that there.
11th to the 13th.
Yes, 11, 12, 13. So if you're going to be in the area, I'm speaking on the 12th at 2:10. I think 2:10 is my lucky conference number, because every time I spoke at something, it's always 2:10. It's not 2 o'clock, not 2:15, it's 2:10.
I want to go back to this thing right here for these salespeople. Again, because I want to give them as much information as I can right now, man. Like, I try to tell my daughters when they were selling cars, why do you think that my 2 daughters and my nephew were all 20 car people? I mean, that's not by accident. It's because they follow the blueprint. They follow the yellow brick road instead of just living off the dealership. Now, listen, folks, I get it. When you first start working at a dealership, you have to use the ups. You have to take walk-ins, lot ups, internet, phone, whatever you can get to build your business. But what you really want to focus on is referrals, repeat business, and prospecting. You want to build your business within the dealership. So at first, you're going to start living off the land, email leads, phone ups, bones, spoons, whatever, until you start selling cars and you start generating referrals and you start generating your own prospects. So what would you say, T, are some ways that you could generate prospects or referrals?
I would say just like kind of, I don't want to say like old marketing style, but one thing that I did that I really like is I created my own QR code, and with the help of Cameron Moore from Build a Brand. Build a Brand always has my back with the latest and greatest technology. But what we would do is I would actually make stickers of my QR code. So whenever I would be at not that I'm going to bust up a lot, but whenever I would walk through my town, everybody has and sees the back of a stop sign. It has all these different cool stickers and graffiti signs, things like that. So, not saying that I do this or anything, because technically, I guess, it's graffiti, but I will slap my sticker on the back of a stop sign, or I might accidentally drop it and it's on the concrete now. Or I'll even send, just stickers, random little stickers in the mail, and people will be like, what is this? And they just scan it, and then it's just all of my information with my website. So I would say if you are looking for a more technical way, QR codes are really awesome. Everyone's kind of trained now. Even my 60-year-old grandma is like, oh yeah, COVID, scan to get the menu on the table here. So she just pulls out her phone and scans her phone. It's so easy. But I would say, if you're kind of like what we say here, if you're different, it's almost kind of better. So everybody's going to hand you a business card. Everybody's going to say, oh, just, go to my website and do this, not personal website, go to my dealer website, right? But how many of you guys are saying like, oh, scan my QR code, or, oh, follow me on Instagram, or, oh, follow me on my own Facebook page. You need to start building your brand, like Sean said, within the dealership, but building your own community too. So when you do have people and you want them directed anywhere, you need to start directing them to your personal pages, whether you have a personal website or not, but you need to have a personal Facebook.
Pause real quick. So in your opinion, I already know the answer, but I'm going to ask on here is, do you think that every single salesperson should have their own website?
I say, yeah.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Again, I mean, NAMAD dealership doesn't have a website, but every franchise dealership has a manufacturer. So if you're a Ford dealership, Toyota, Volkswagen dealership, Audi, whatever, why does that dealership have, Castle Chevrolet or RK Kia or, Tyson's, Corner Toyota? Like, again, if the manufacturer has a website, why does the dealership have the website? Because the manufactured money has nothing to do with the dealership money, man. It's a separate company. Same thing as this, is that just because the dealership has a website, but you don't, you should absolutely have your own website and drive all the traffic verbally, organically, paid, social, whatever, drive to your own website strategically to convert. Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, talk about that.
Yeah, so a couple of tools that I guess that I would, suggest that you guys equip yourself with is obviously just some, basic graphic design tools. So that way you can start building your brand. One website that I recommend is called canva.com. They also have an application. It's canva.com. It's canva.com. And they are absolutely amazing. They have templates for any social media you can imagine, any color scheme you can imagine, and you don't need to be a graphic designer. It's a graphic designer for you. So instead of hiring a graphic designer, you can be your own graphic designer. So I know a lot of people say, well, I don't really know how to do video. I don't know how to do graphics and things like that. Well, then you might need to either learn on YouTube and do it the long way, or invest a little in yourself. It's about $15 a month, and really start branding yourself. I don't sell Canva, but if they want to sponsor me, I'd be more than happy to, because I make a lot of stuff on there. But we do have, personal graphic designers in-house to handle all of our content. But when I was on the showroom floor, that's all I had. And for movies, I have an iPhone, so I would use iMovie. If, you can get on a, not an iPhone, but if you can get online to iMovie, that's a perfect free place that you could just upload your content and edit it. And I think I had probably 5 customers each month just solely purchase from me because I was using these cool transitions and making my own content.
I would like to add to that, Tianna, that's amazing. Canva, iMovie. Here are a couple Uber services that you guys could use. There's Upwork.com. Upworks is a really good company. It's like Uber professional services. They have voiceovers, they've got web design, they've got animation, they've got graphics, they've got photography, they got a myriad of different things. Same thing with Fiverr and Upworks. So I'm gonna go pull the URL right now. It's Fiverr. So here it is. Fiverr is Fiverr.com. So again, that's Fiverr, and it's got everything from graphics and design artists, voiceover artists, video animation, music and audio, or what have you. And then Upwork, okay, and I'll see if it's with an S or not, upworks.com. And that is without an S. It's just upwork.com, singular, upwork.com. So I'm going to repeat that. The two resources that you have at your disposal is upwork.com and fiverr.com, besides Google and all that other stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So those are 4 great tips. So we have Canva, you have iMovie, you've got Upwork, and you have Fiverr. Mm-hmm. Now, T, what equipment should a salesperson have? Like iPads, video cameras, is a cell phone good enough? Do they need a backdrop? Do they need a lighting kit? Do they need microphones? Talk to them. What type of equipment does an automotive professional need or should have if they want to build their own brand?
So I would say definitely your cell phone, right? And a smartphone, not just any cell phone, a smartphone that has video and picture capabilities. So that way you can always video and take pictures of yourself and your happy customers. And then I would also say, kind of like we mentioned before, either some kind of stabilizer or pop socket that you can have on the back of your phone, or a phone stabilizer. And you can even, Sean has his pop socket customized. You can even customize your pop sockets to say your brand, Sean Bradley, or it's You Got Your Keys. But those are a couple of just stabilizing things. And I would say for audio, just because audio is super important, if you don't want to purchase, like from Amazon, a $15 mini clip mic that you can clip to your phone, your Apple AirPods actually work super well. I'm an Apple user, so any Bluetooth air, pod things. For me, not to say I have longer hair, so it covers it, so you can't really see it. For me, it works because you can't really see that I have a, earpiece in my ear sometimes. It just looks like I'm just, talking as you would normally do. But maybe if you didn't want to look like you have an earpiece in your ear, you can buy a little clip-on mic that is about, $15 to $25. Simply plug it right into your phone and you have perfect audio. I can't stand when I see a shaky video and a video that has horrible audio. Those are my 2 top things.
I would agree. All right, so this is going to be a short podcast because we're in the middle of 50 million things over here. But to recap, everybody, if you are going to be at the Digital Dealer event, head up Tianna and Karen Bradley for Digital Dealer because they're going to be there. If you're going to be in Miami for NAMAD, hit me or Tianna up. If you're going to be at the Ally, Executive Summit in Phoenix, hit up Tianna. If you're going to be in Abu Dhabi or Dubai, hit up Sean Bradley. And if you want to sell more cars like candy bars, go to dealersynergy.com or go to bradleyondemand.com or call the office, area code 856-546-2440. And I'm Sean V. Bradley.
And I'm Tianna Mick.
And we out. Take care.
So there you have it, the Millionaire Car Salesman Podcast. This podcast comes to you every week from the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. If you have a question about the show or would like the chance to become a guest, feel free to contact us directly at 856-546-2440 or email us at millionairecarsalesman@gmail.com. This program is a presentation of Synergy Records, produced by Tianna Mick and L.A. Williams. Production and engineering by L.A. Williams. The Millionaire Car Salesman Podcast is hosted every week by L.A. Williams and the Millionaire Car Salesman himself, Sean V. Bradley. The Millionaire Car Salesman Podcast can be found everywhere, so please don't forget to review, subscribe to, and share the show. Thanks for listening to the Millionaire Car Salesman Podcast, and remember, where I'm from, money provides options. The Millionaire Car Salesman Podcast is sponsored in part by AutoWeb. If you enjoyed this podcast, then make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and leave us a review. Let some other folks know about it. Oh, and don't forget to join the Millionaire Car Salesman group on Facebook. We'll see you there.